I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Good morning, everybody. Trevor Vandenbosch is with us. Let's bring it up. There was a lot of talk about this, and maybe I shouldn't have shared it. Maybe I shouldn't have shared this publicly, but there was Trev's going through it, guys, and he DM'd me on Twitter. So if you could just refrain from bullying him.
Yeah, man. It's the community's rough, but you just gotta, like Trevor said, he looked himself in the mirror. He got in there.
Yeah.
Get back on the horse, yep.
So that's a fake text. It was supposed to be funny. There were some people who thought Trevor was really who thought Trevor was really upset about being bullied by the comments. I got one DM, and there was a few people that definitely thought that was a real text. So Trevor didn't say that, but I guess my Photoshop skills are nice because Trevor said even he was like, did I get blacked out and say that?
It made my morning.
Hey, there's about 48 hours that were just a blur. I don't remember much, but had to double check.
All right. So we got some games to get to before we do. This episode's brought to you by Penalty Verdict. So today's episode is brought to you by Penalty Verdict. Check this out. It's an app where you vote on penalty calls. It's going to be available for the NFL and college football, and you vote on the outcome of penalty calls. You share your opinions of the officials, players, all that. Engage in a community full of football fans who desire fair play and accountability. Unlock the next dimension of sports by participating in real-time polls of, like I said, the officials, a specific call, a specific play, players, teams, all of that, as well as data-driven insights to have informed discussions about the games. Penalty Verdict is currently in the development phase, and they'd love feedback from you. What features do you want to see in the app for this coming football season? Vote on NFL and college football penalty calls in real time with Penalty Verdict. Link is down below in the comments and the description. It's link.penaltyverdict.com/Kyle Kirms. Go sign up now. All right. Thank you, Penalty Verdict. So, and Toast is still with us. All right, we got 8 games to talk about. Trevor is here with a haircut. Trevor, how's your tournament so far?
It was not too bad, but yesterday was no bueno. Not a good day. Dogs were not barking yesterday. It was very brutal.
First
they
round,
were if you were Gonzaga.
Yeah, first round I was good, and then the second round I was 2-5-1 yesterday so far.
I was 1-5-1.
Is everybody's Final Four still alive? Because if Duke and Florida win today, this will be the first time my entire Final Four is still alive after the first weekend in years.
VCU is dead.
I will say my brackets 1 through 5, I'm dead, but 6 through 17, I'm still alive on all 4 of my Final Four. So let's go Oregon.
I suppose
bracket
that
number 17.
I suppose that question was directed at people who only fill out one bracket.
Sorry.
Who does that? That's lame.
Normal people, Trevor. So we got UConn, Florida.
Can I just say one thing since I keep on getting chirped? If Houston was good, they would have covered. I just want everybody to know that. If they were that good, they would have covered.
I pushed.
So I'm just letting everybody know that's chirping me. I made money on that game.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
It was that good.
You can't chirp He covered. This is a betting show. He covered. Oh man, that's if Gonzaga lost by 6 or more, I would say chirp away. But he covered. He was on the right side.
Every single person that's making those comments, I bet you there was a little perked up at the end of the game last night. Just puckered up just a little bit. I bet you got a little bit scared, and that's okay. You got lucky. Good for you guys.
All right, let's go ahead and get started with Hurley catching 9.5 points. You just don't see it very often. Obviously, in my bracket, I have Florida advancing. I have Florida going to the championship game and losing to Boiler Ball. I don't know if I want to lay 9 points. So far, 363 people have voted in the poll. 73% are laying the 9.5 with Florida. Trev, welcome back. Why don't you bat lead off here?
All right, yeah. I'm taking Connecticut here. I played the 9.5. I went back and forth. I was like, is this a little bit of a trap line with Connecticut and Chip? But I'm like, you know what? No, everybody loves Florida. I said I was going to lay it with Florida today, but all the favorites covered yesterday, damn near. So I'm going right back to the well. I'm taking dogs today. Connecticut, Hurley, Liam McNeely and company. They're going to lose this game by 6 or 7. Just keep it respectable, Connecticut. You can't say you're the best damn coach in the land and then get blown out by 10 points here against Florida. So show up, Hurley. Let's go.
You know what's in my head? Because what you just said, that's how I feel. I think Florida wins, but it's close. That's kind of how I felt about Creighton and Auburn yesterday, and it's the same two conferences. It's SEC versus Big East. I thought Creighton was looking really good down the stretch, too. I was confident in that Creighton bet.
6 minutes not scoring. Ugh.
I know.
Come on.
Especially after that first half where they were hitting like every three that you could need and like to stay in that game. And like I was in my head, I was like, man, we might not win this game on the money line, but there's no way we don't cover with these guys shooting like this. And then
is Auburn just going to do this again where they just find a way to cover the last 3 minutes like they were to start the year?
I think so. I mean, it feels like it. That's why I took Florida today. As soon as the line came out under 10, I took Florida. Like, this is like the first time in the tournament that I'm just at a point where I just don't even give a shit. So I feel like the exact opposite of you. I feel like they're trying to trap you with UConn and Hurley and getting all these points. And Florida's been so good. You might as well just take the points. It should be easy. Like, I think Florida might just absolutely continue to destroy these guys. And so, yeah, I played Florida minus 8.5 as soon as it came out. It's like the one favorite that I like today.
Someone said Trevor looks like he just got out of New Horizons rehab facility.
Hey, as somebody asked if I smoked a carton of cigarettes this weekend too. No, I was sitting in a bar for 32 hours screaming at 16 seeds to keep it close. It was a long weekend. My voice is barely hanging on there, but
Trevor kind of looks like Haley Joel Osment from like The Sixth Sense, but with a mustache.
I've never seen that movie. I don't get this.
Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
Yeah, I see dead.
I know the line.
Yeah.
I know the line. I've never seen.
Toast is not a pop culture guy.
Toast doesn't even know what movies are.
He knows like a handful of movies. Scoop, what about you? Break the tie here.
I'm sure Florida would have rather seen Oklahoma in this spot. They already beat them kind of handily. In metrics and stats-wise, I think Florida should kill UConn. I know there is some Hurley magic there, some weird juju there, but I know everyone said UConn's not the same team the past 2 years, me included. And Florida is the hottest team in the country, probably. I had them winning my bracket in bracket 11 of integrity. But double-digit wins against UConn is a hard sell. I was back and forth on this, kind of like Trevor. I also know that underdogs have been absolutely terrible this tournament. Favorites are covering a ton. Really, this tournament isn't exciting, to be honest. The issue with underdogs this tournament is they can't finish. They all compete in the first half and just trail down on the second half. Happened to Creighton, happened to Drake. So they're covering these first half numbers and they can't finish. UConn 5.5 in the first half might be a good look, but I can't do it. I can't bet UConn. They didn't look good against Oklahoma. Oklahoma just couldn't finish their shots. They couldn't shoot. UConn allowed a ton of open looks. They just don't have a good defense. They constantly look like they're standing around on defense, and now they're playing the top-rated offense. So, also, UConn is the worst three-point defense left in this tournament. So, not only can Florida kill you down low, Clayton should be able to get some looks. Richard, Martin, not amazing shooters, but they're more than capable. So, yeah, I wanted to take UConn, but I can't do it. I think Florida covers this.
Admittedly, I bet the game, but I crashed for an hour and a half for the Florida Norfolk game, so I didn't watch any of it. I covered my Norfolk State plus 28.5 bet. I was just tailing someone in the Discord. I don't know. Florida looked like a cheat code the last couple times I watched them, so I'll put it up. I don't think I'm actually going to bet this, though. I really don't know what to bet. Maybe over? I really don't know what to do here. I'll put Florida up because it reminds me a lot of the Auburn-Creighton game yesterday, and I don't have any good reason for it.
I will say that I'm intrigued to see what a guy like Caravan does, because he looked like he finally started to find himself a little bit in that second half of their first game. So if he's starting to play well and hitting his threes, obviously it's going to be a little bit of a different situation. But that's like the only thing that even has me a little bit worried about this game.
Also, Richards and Martin are not amazing shooters. Obviously, Clayton's an amazing shooter.
I was going to say, did you just say Walter Clayton?
No, Clayton's really good. The other two, not really good.
Scoop, it sounds like you want to take UConn.
Do it.
Nah, I can't do it.
Put me on an island.
Can't do it.
UConn's down to 9.
What island?
The island of the
I
show.
picked Florida, Toast. Trevor was on the
you
island.
did? I thought your UConn BS was going to come through. Sorry, I was fading out.
No, Trevor was on the island, the only one that took UConn. Next up, we got Baylor, Duke, another big line.
12.5 now?
I think the play is Duke. Putting it up. Scoop, why don't you go first on this one?
Yeah, I took Duke. Took it at 11.5. I just think Baylor's not a great team. Cooper Flag came back. Doesn't look like he missed a step at all from that injury. I think Omir's the only real chance Baylor has a chance of competing with getting the boards and controlling the glass. Other than that, I don't see much in the way of a Baylor cover. When Baylor plays an elite defensive team, they struggle. They can't find their shot. I know Baylor kept those games close throughout the end of the season. Their losses to Cincy, Houston twice, Colorado, Arizona. All these are single-digit losses, but they're also losses to Cincy and Colorado. There isn't going to be a Jeremy Roach factor here. Any payback story, he sucks. Duke's half-court sets, their defense, it's not going to allow Baylor to get any set and run. They're not going to run their offense the way they want to. I know Baylor's coming off that hard-fought game against Mississippi State, and Duke basically rested all their starters in the second half. The issue I see that people are going to say is the ACC sucks. They weren't good whatsoever. I know that Duke's the last team left, so the level of competition isn't there. I get it, but Baylor's also just had some extremely bad games. Duke, still one of the best teams in the country. They're going to shoot the three. Baylor gives up a huge ton of open looks. They're actually 347th in open look threes on the year. They give up 70% down low. Baylor also just doesn't have the size to compete here. This is basically a home game for Duke. It's right in their backyard. I think it's in Raleigh. Baylor may come out hot like all these underdogs do, but I think Duke's going to find a way to pull away. I feel like this is a good live bet too. So if Baylor comes out hot, you can probably get Duke for like -8 or -7. So I'll go with Duke.
Toast is about to take Edgecombe plus the points.
Probably.
Probably not going to bet it, but that's probably the only way I would look. Personally, I do have a little bit of a counter argument to Duke's in their defense that's been so good. Again, not punching holes at Duke or anything, but Baylor's seen a lot of really good defensive teams, whether it be Houston or West Virginia or Arizona or Cincinnati or TCU or all these teams are essentially top 25 in KenPom as far as defensive efficiency. Iowa State, Arizona. I don't know if I said Arizona already, but regardless, Kansas, another one. So you can say what you want about this team and Duke and how good they are. I'm not taking anything away from Duke, but I would say that Baylor's seen some pretty damn decent competition that they've played so far. I mean, they've played the 7th strongest schedule in the country. Keep in mind, their first couple games, they played Gonzaga, Arkansas, St. John's, Tennessee, UConn. So again, one of those other teams that have been tested all the way through with a bunch of guys that know how to play with each other. And I really like the combination and the fact that they have some young guys in Edgecombe and O'Wright, but they also have some old guys in number 15, Kyle's favorite player, and none. So yeah, I would be on Baylor here. I'm kind of just waiting for the line to see what happens. But I'll probably, after the day of yesterday of a whole bunch of favorites, I'll probably sprinkle do like a half a unit on Baylor. But yeah, nothing crazy.
I don't know. Baylor, number 15 has cinder blocks for hands, dude.
Oh my god. This is his time. This is his time.
Wait, I was going to say, he
hold
looks
on.
really good.
Tell me Trevor's about to bet Baylor because of number 15.
Dude, the energy and the dog mentality that Omir brings to this team, you can't quantify that. You can't quantify it. Yeah, I'm going to be on Baylor here, the 12.5. Everybody loves Duke. I don't care. They can still win this game, but by 13 against Scott Drew, VJ Edgecombe, Jay Nunn, number 15. Are you kidding me? Kidding me? Give me Baylor. Give me Baylor. I like it. You know what? Just for the hell of it, I might just do a little sprinkle on the money.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
March.
there's no
And
question
it's
I'll
Sunday.
such a
Weird
bad
shit
pick.
happens.
If I'm in, I'm
Weird
sprinkling.
shit
Just let that know.
Such a bad pick.
I'm in.
Given how disrespectful to give Scott Drew and VJ Edgecombe.
Thank you.
12.5.
You know what? I didn't even put the Scott Drew situation in my head because I think I overblown.
Dogs have been doing well this tournament, guys.
Yeah.
They're doing
Thank
really
you for
well.
bringing me back to life. Why don't you look at my records
It's
and tell me
Sunday.
how I've
It's
been
Sunday.
doing this
Now the
tournament? Don't
weird
worry
shit
about what I'm
starts to
doing.
happen.
Yesterday, you did great.
Yeah, because Florida came back, or by BYU came back.
No, there we go. That's fine.
All right, I put up the money line for you guys.
I've up like 5 units the last 2 days. What do I have to worry?
Yesterday?
I said 2 days.
Okay, so I did good the first round too. Shut the fuck up. Jesus
I didn't say
Christ.
that you didn't do well.
Oh my God! It's
I
over.
don't
Who
even
cares?
know. I don't even know what
Who
you guys are
cares?
arguing about, honestly. Illinois, Kentucky. Next, a short line here. I believe Toast is. I actually think Toast and Trevor are both about to say the wrong team's favored. Was this the one that you guys were talking about a flip?
Oh yeah, we got the old flip ski going on.
It
here.
flipped. I don't know about the wrong team favored, but the line definitely flipped.
Super high total here, 169.5. Toast, who do you like here?
The Avengers.
Thought so.
Yeah. I mean, somebody else can go. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm just kind of again waiting for one of those waiting for these lines to continue to get bigger or smaller, whatever it does. But hasn't really moved much. But I'm just not a Illinois fan. I've tried to get on with this team. I'm just really not there. I don't see anything in their team that gives them a huge advantage here today. I mean, offensively, I can think Kentucky matches up with them pretty damn well. Defensively, I mean, is Kentucky a great defensive team? No. But is Illinois? No. Neither one of them forces turnovers. And that's what I really worry about, especially in a spot like this. And with Kentucky, one of the most experienced teams in the country, a more deeper team. I'm going to continue to bet Kentucky until their offense slows down. So I'm good with where they are. I know that everybody had a lot of love for Troy. And a lot of people are thinking that now that they're seeing really good competition, but it's going to be a different story. But I'm just not in a spot where I trust Illinois. I think they had a nice 3 games to end of the season that make them look a little bit better than they really are. But at the same time, I just don't really trust it. So it would be Kentucky for me. I will be betting Kentucky. I just don't know what the number is going to be.
I think I'm going to be on the other side of this one. Scoop, let's go Illini.
No, I don't want to pick any of these teams. I am definitely on the over here. I don't like either side.
It's 169.5, Scoop.
Yeah, I've been good with totals this tournament. I think this one's going to be an over game. I know 169.5 is extremely high. I don't care. Wildcats, Illini, they're among the top 10 in Division I in scoring offense and outside the top 250 in scoring defense. Illinois, I know they had some weird games. Michigan State, Maryland, Rutgers, they look terrible, but they also hung 106 on Iowa, 88 on Purdue, and 93 on Michigan. That 109 spot on Oregon, they can score. And they especially score on teams that just don't play any defense, like Kentucky. Both teams play in the top 25 in tempo. I think Illinois will really have a hard time with Kentucky's offense. They're outside the top 100 defensively the past month. They can't guard the three-point line. They allow 40% from deep. And Kentucky takes 42% of their shots from the three-point line. Not to mention these defenses have been just bad lately. They're even worse when you look at it when they're playing against top 15 offenses. Their defenses aren't good to begin with, and when they play a top 15 offense, they drop 40-plus places defensive efficiency. So this is going to be a shootout. Kentucky won't be able to really compete with Jakasionis down low. Owe on the other side, they're both great in the paint. They're not great at defending the paint. So there's going to be points all over the place. These two are the same. It's like the Spider-Man meme. They're just going to point at each other. But no, I think this is just going to be an over game. I don't think there's going to be any defense at all.
Trev, you down to take the Illini with me? I think I'm going to bet the Illini.
I'm really torn on this game. One, we have a line flip that should be just be a system play for Kentucky here. But, after Arkansas yesterday, Kentucky's got all the damn pressure because if Mark Pope loses and doesn't make the Sweet 16, and you got Cal taking that Arkansas team to the Sweet 16, oh boy, there's going to be hell in fucking Lexington. So they have a lot of pressure. Everybody's on
that's
Kentucky
a good point,
too.
Toast. I don't know how you're dismissing. That's a good point. They move on from Calipari. He goes to Arkansas and takes them further. It's a good point.
It's kind of scary. Like I think I might just have to take Illinois because
Let's
I
bet
know
it.
it's a line flip. It's all the pressure. I just don't like Illinois either. Like, they're not that good. Kentucky, not good either.
Illinois is going to win this. The more I think about it, the more I like it. You can't take Toast seriously on a handful of teams. Like, he has a weird thing for Mark Pope. He's made that clear since freaking November. So I think Illinois is the play here.
I would take Illinois money line before I'd lay the points.
Well, you can get a yeah. I mean, I'll probably take the money line too. You can get a -1.5 on MGM, FanDuel, DraftKings. There are 1.5s out there. The graphic I just grab whatever the consensus line is at the time. So I guess an hour ago when I made these graphics, it was 2.5. But you can get a -1.5 right now. So yeah, I'm betting.
But if I take Illinois and fade my line flip system,
oh my God,
Kentucky's gonna win.
That's what I was waiting for. I was just waiting for how many excuses it took you to fade your own system.
But everybody's on it. Everybody's on Kentucky, and it flipped, and it's just climbing. Like, that's the problem.
Our poll is 50% Kentucky, 40% Illinois. So it's not everyone. It's pretty split. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'm going to bet Illinois though. I'm going to take the money line. This is my first bet, Illinois. I'm betting the next game as well though, and I'll go first because I like this one. Let me get the poll up first, but I will be on the Tide here, and I love St. Mary's. I originally had St. Mary's beating Alabama in this game, but I don't think they're going to. I don't think they could score with Alabama, and I think Alabama could score on anybody. St. Mary's is a defensive team, and this is an Alabama team that showed us they could score on the likes of Auburn, Tennessee. I think Alabama might win handedly here.
Should be free. Should be free then, right?
Super
5.5.
All right.
It's kind of like
You like St. Mary's talk then, Toast?
no. Go ahead. Everybody else can go ahead.
Scoop?
I'm a little feisty. I had a 12-hour dance competition yesterday.
How was that, by the way?
That was fucking terrible.
I still
man.
think that's crazy. For those of you that aren't in the Discord, Scoop's daughter had a dance recital at 10 p.m., and because he had to drive her there an hour away, he had to go at 1 p.m. and literally stay there the entire day.
1 p.m., then she had a dance at 3:40, then a 4:45, and then a 10:30. So it's not even I can go home. It was an hour and a half away.
That's why I honestly, things like that is why adoption agencies exist.
I hear you. I definitely hear you. I was watching March Madness on my phone.
Scoop's just a good dad because there's not a chance in hell that I would, when my daughter is born, I'll be missing a day of the tournament for our dance recital. Not a chance in hell.
Well, no. What was that, Trevor?
What was that?
Was that your...
Oh, I thought we were doing like a dance competition. I thought we were getting into it. I was like, all right. Yeah, I got two bets here. I have St. Mary's +6, and I have the under 149.5. Both teams didn't look good in the first round. St. Mary's had to fight their way back. Bama just can't play defense, but also I have 3 kids, not 1. But this one, St. Mary's will dictate the pace. It's going to be extreme. Definitely a weird game to watch. Alabama obviously first in the nation in tempo. St. Mary's 360th, which is the 5th slowest. I know betting an under in an Alabama game is wild, but this game I feel is kind of going to be like their Tennessee game. They can't get to the rim when they want. They can't move the ball very efficiency, and St. Mary's will really limit Alabama's looks at the rim. I think Randy Bennett is a better coach than Nate Oates personally. I think the game plan will be tight in this one. It's easier to slow the game down and speed the game up. I get that Bama is a more talented team, but St. Mary's has experience. They played a solid offense in Gonzaga 3 times. They won't be scared to play a running team like Bama. So. Plus Bama's shot has just been off lately. They may have scored 90 against Robert Morris, but not from the three ball. They shot 28%. Youngblood and Sears didn't have good shooting nights at all. The reason Bama won was the inside with Big Cliff. Diabate, that's not happening here. St. Mary's interior is just way better, and if the shots aren't falling against Robert Morris, they're not going to here. So not only is St. Mary's an extremely great defense, slow team, they run the clock down to nothing. There is also not much to trust on the offensive side of the ball either. They needed Jordan Ross to get going at the end of that game. The rest of the team struggled. So even though Bama has a pretty poor defense, St. Mary's doesn't exactly, instill confidence, or they don't have a dynamic offense that can put up a ton of points. So, yeah, I'm grabbing St. Mary's. I'm grabbing the under 149.5. I just see this as a frustrating game for Bama, not playing the way they want to play. So go St. Mary's.
That was funny. Scoop said, I have 3 kids, and the comments started coming in like, Scoop, you have 3 kids? Like, that's crazy. How do you, like, a bunch of comments about Scoop having 3 kids, and then one came in and said, Scoop has sex?
That's a good one. That's actually a good one.
So, yes, and I'm putting the tag up. St. Mary's plus the points is officially the fake sharp play of the day. So
you can make that. You can make another tag for me too.
Oh, I already know. Whenever I declare a fake sharp play of the day, like a moth to flame, Toast is on it.
Yeah, it's been so bad to me. It's just been killing me.
We have been terrible this year.
All right, Toast, you're on St. Mary's.
Oh yes, I am on St. Mary's. There's no question about that. I first and foremost, I said it going into the Robert Morris game, which is why I ended up betting Robert Morris. Is that I'm not trying to take away anything that Alabama's done, but to think that they are going to continue to shoot the way that they were shooting to end the regular season or at the end of last season in this tournament when they went to the Final Four, I just think it's not good for your health. So as we saw in round 1, they only shot 28% from deep. And we heard Coach Nate Oates talk about after the game that they went into that game planning on not to use Nelson, and they ended up having to use him. I don't know what his status is. Obviously, he's good enough to play. He played 7 minutes. He made 2 of his 3 shots. For the 7 minutes that he played or what have you, he kind of filled up the stat sheet. So it tells me that Grant Nelson is pretty important to this team. And I don't think he's not healthy. I don't know if he can play today, especially after playing the day before. But I agree with Scoop that I feel like if you have Alabama that's going to be slowed down to an absolute crawl, and you have a St. Mary's team that's going to most likely force them to play in the half court. And I already know, because I've already seen a few of the comments come in, oh, Alabama can't control the pace either. It's not that I don't feel like Alabama can't control the pace. It's just the fact that it's really hard to play the game that Alabama wants to play when you have an exact opposite team in St. Mary's. So I do agree with Scoop that I don't think that Alabama is going to be very comfortable here today. And if they have to play in the half court, that's not a situation they want to be in against St. Mary's, because St. Mary's is a really good defensive team, and they match up really well as far as size-wise. So Alabama's not going to have some big guys in size that's going to be able to do whatever they want. So I really like St. Mary's here today. I'm going to be playing them. Again, it's one of those situations where the line keeps on kind of going up. So it was at 5.5 for 2 days or whatever it is. So just kind of waiting on to see what the number ends up being. So St. Mary's for me, there's no question.
It looks like there was buyback on St. Mary's at 6.5, because I'm seeing 5.5 now.
It's still
I'm about to bet Caesar at 6 on Caesars. Right
it's
now.
the last
Alabama
6.
is still the most bets and most money on the day so far. So.
Bet Rivers also has a 6. Trevor, am I throwing up a third fake sharp tag?
Oh, absolutely. You got to be fucking dumb to be betting Alabama in this spot. They're going to get slowed down.
Call me a dummy then.
Okay,
the comments are going to go nuts. Oh my God.
So you got Randy Gregory and Bennett, and what's his kid's name? Gregory or something? Greg Bennett. The Bennett bros are going to be at it again today. They're going to be slowing this thing down.
It's Randy and Reggie.
Thanks. They're going to slow this thing down. Alabama is going to be so thrown off when they can't run up and down the floor, and they're forced to play a little bit of defense and run around the floor on that end for a little bit. They're not going to know what to do. St. Mary's doesn't give you 3-point shots. The way you beat St. Mary's is you get inside, you play big boy ball with them, and Alabama will not do that. They're scared to do that. This is going to be St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's wins outright too. They got Marcellonis and Kasperlonis, whatever the hell the other Euro's name is down low. He's the big bad bros down there. The Marcellonises, yes. They're going to dominate the paint and the rebounds. Not to mention Alabama doesn't force turnovers. The defense sucks. St. Mary's is not going to have an issue scoring today. And not to mention Alabama gets a lot of their shit blocked. And St. Mary's is huge and pretty good at blocking shots also. So they're going to slow this thing down. It's going to be ugly. Alabama's going to hate their lives. They're not going to know what to do on defense. And this is going to be St. Mary's, and I think they're live. So let's go Randy Bennett.
Someone said Trevor can't even pass a breathalyzer right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, somebody mentioned Big Cliff in the comments. I don't know who it was, but I get it. But my situation is Alabama looked really good, and he played the game of his life last game, and now he's going to have a lot of big bodies on him today. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Saxton's going to be the one that's going to end up having to guard him. But regardless, maybe it's Harry Wessels. But either way, I don't think he has as good a game as he did last night.
Also, he went to Rutgers, so let's calm down.
Before we move on to the next game, I just want to remember this moment. I will be tweeting this screenshot out right now.
Yeah, I know.
One guy in Alabama, 3 fake sharps on St. Mary's. This moment will be tweeted out later, and when you guys see it on Twitter. When I tweet it, you guys will be like, I remember he called that.
Just want to add that I have more money on the under. You didn't add it.
You didn't say it.
I said it. You don't pay attention to me.
True.
It makes me sad.
I didn't hear the under either.
That Bobby Morris.
I said it twice. I'm on the
I'll put
under
it up.
3.5.
Relax.
It's really frustrating.
Well, you've spent all day at a dance competition.
That's
I know
true.
you're letting it out. You're taking it out on us. It's not our fault.
Yeah. Did you hear him
Let's
freak out
not
on me
forget
earlier?
that Bobby Morris had Alabama on the ropes. All right, St. Mary's can easily get this done.
Why don't we move on to the next one? Let me clear the board. Got a lot of picks on the board here. I got fake sharp tags. Scoop insisted on we talk about his under. Real quick, before we talk about this one, Trevor, I haven't spoken to you since yesterday. Did you want to share your thoughts on the BYU contest yesterday?
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I didn't see the game. It was blacked out in my area. I couldn't get eyeballs on it. No, that game was rigged. That game was clearly rigged for the Mormons.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
Refs were all over helping them out, screwing us. And they had to make it look legit. And when they kicked out that one Mormon for hitting old Klesmet in the dick, but other than that, we got hosed. We got hosed. It was bad. It was bad. We couldn't play defense. Neither could miss. BYU just happened to make a few more shots, but it is what it is. Best team in a decade, and we get bounced in the round of 32. So welcome to Wisconsin sports.
You ran into the buzzsaw, BYU buzzsaw.
We lost by 2 points.
Yeah, but it was they were in control 90% of the game.
I mean,
when you're playing 8-on-5, it's tough.
It had to have hurt the guys from Wisconsin to see John Tonji score 40 and then lose outright. That had to have hurt.
Like Janicki missing 2 free throws. You got
I know.
Missed a wide open freaking layup. Tanji missed a couple free. It was just.
I was kind of surprised on the execution in the last play of the game too. I would assume you guys had something a little bit better than that. But maybe
everybody knew Tanji was getting the ball. Everybody knew it. And then Klesmet was open at the free throw line. He was open for about 2 seconds before freaking Tater Tot realized that he was wide open. He moved over to grab him.
Let's move on to Colorado State, Maryland, and I don't know much about Colorado State. I know the Terps are a wagon. I might be down to take the points with the Rams here if one of you guys talks me into it. This is not like McNeese Purdue yesterday, where everyone was taking McNeese and no one wanted to take Purdue. I mean, this is the opposite. Everyone loves the Terps, and for good reason. They're a wagon. I'm not saying everyone shouldn't love the Terps. I'm just saying it's a different dynamic here. The Terps are not, their validity is not in question like Purdue's. So I think this is a sneaky spot where we might be getting an extra point or two on the number. I think Colorado State's kind of legitimate, and they break the mold of these Mountain West teams. I'm not putting it up yet. But if one of you guys makes a compelling case for Colorado State, I'm down to bet it with you. Anybody on the Rams here?
I think Toast would be, if anything.
Yeah, let's do it, Toast. I'll bet it with you. Go ahead, Toast.
I think first and foremost, I think you have to give Maryland a lot of credit for the defense that they've played over the course of the year. I don't think there's any question about that. They're a top 10 defense, probably more like a top 5 defense, depending on which metrics you're looking at. But overall, anywhere up at least a top 10, regardless of how you want to look at it. The issue for me is that you have a Colorado State team in here that's coached by Nico Medved, that knows what he's doing, a guy that I trust, and you have a Colorado State team that's playing as one of the hottest teams in the country right now. And they've played some really good defenses over the course of the year. I mean, New Mexico, 19 in KenPom efficiency. San Diego State, 16. Boise State in the 60s now. Memphis is in the 40s, who they just played. So I don't think that this Colorado is number 50. So I don't really think that they played Ole Miss at the beginning of the season too. So I don't think this is like a huge step up in competition for them. For Colorado State, not to mention the fact that like I said, they're one of the hottest teams in the country. And I don't really know when the last time Maryland's really been tested like by a really good team, because I'm not really in love with, I mean, you can say what you want about the Big Ten Conference Tournament or what have you, but prior to that, I mean, they played Northwestern, Michigan, Penn State, Michigan State, USC, Iowa, Nebraska, Rutgers. So besides the Michigan State game, I mean, depending on how you feel about Michigan, I think they're kind of meh. I don't really think they've faced a team that's playing as well as Colorado State has in a couple weeks. So I trust Colorado State, especially after what they did in the Mountain West Conference Tournament and then end of the year against Boise. So I think this team has had their backs against the wall for a while now. And I just don't really worry about this team from Maryland right now. So we'll see what happens. The only thing that I really worry about is the rebounding. I know that Colorado State kind of turns the ball over a lot, but they kind of figured that out lately. My issue is the rebounding with Colorado State. So but if they're ice cold and Maryland has 15 more rebounds, and it probably wouldn't be close to a cover regardless. But I do think that Colorado State and Nick Clifford and all those guys, Jalen Lake, I think they can keep this game close. So I don't know if they win. I don't know if I sprinkle the money line, but I do think that they keep this game close.
So judging by the reaction when I said that, I'll bet this with you, Toasty. Are you posting this on the site?
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting. This line's been at 7, or it was 6.5 or 7.5.
No, it's 8. You did an 8.5.
I know. That's why I keep on waiting. That's why I don't post anything, because everything keeps on going up.
I'll bet this. I'll definitely bet this with you. Now it sounds like these other two cowards, these other two square motherfuckers, are about to take the Terps.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Scoop. Tell us about the Terps.
The Crab 5 is so good. Go ahead.
Yeah, tell us about the Crab 5, Scoop.
First and foremost, I took Maryland at -7.5 here. Just absolutely destroyed Grand Canyon. I think they're going to do that again. I get Colorado State has been awesome. Really came alive at the end of the season, the conference tournament. Last game against Memphis, but Maryland's a huge step up in class. Memphis lost that game. They couldn't shoot. They didn't have Tyrese Hunter. They had no Dante Harris. Now they face probably the best starting 5 in college basketball. I've been rolling with them since the end of the year. Anyone can score on this team. Reese and Quinn are going to be really solid down low, one of the best front court duos. And Colorado State has struggled with dominant offenses all year. Still, with Reese and Queen, I think Colorado State's best player in Clifford is going to have a rough game. Didn't play well against Memphis. He went 3 for 13. I feel like that's going to be the same kind of story here. Colorado State played four Power 5 teams this year: Ole Miss, Washington, TCU, Colorado. They went 1-3 in those games, including losses to Washington and Colorado. But I know Colorado State's been rolling lately, but these lower conferences so far have been just shit when playing against dominant teams. I know I just picked St. Mary's, but St. Mary's is a dominant aspect of their game and their defense. Colorado State is good on both sides of the ball. But I think that's what they are, just good. Maryland can match Colorado from the 3. They're actually a better 3-point shooting team than Colorado. They're top 30 in the country. So, yeah, I just think they're really solid low offensively and defensively. I think this is a Maryland game for sure. So you guys can keep your fake sharp Colorado State tickets.
Now, this is real sharp. St. Mary's is fake sharp. Colorado State real sharp. Go ahead, Trevor.
I wasn't sure.
Tell us about how Maryland scares you.
Full game. I'm not really sure on this. This kind of feels like that UConn Florida game. Like, are they trying to trap us with Colorado State getting so many points? Let's keep moving up. But I'm going to be playing Maryland first half here. Maryland's a really dominant first half team. Colorado State does kind of start a little slow, and then they figure it out. Their guards are really, really good. Not to mention Maryland, doesn't really have much of a bench to come in after the Crab 5 take a little breather. So I think first half Maryland gets it done, and then I think Colorado State could find a way to get it done. But if they're not being able to, if not grabbing rebounds, they're going to be absolutely cooked this game. But I will trust Maryland in the first half here to keep it rolling. They've been playing damn good in the first half. I think they're going to have probably close to this spread covered in the first half, and then who knows what will happen in the second half with Colorado State's bench and those guards. But I just trust Maryland more in the first half than I would full game, not having much of a bench to come in and back it up.
What's the number on that?
4.
All right, Maryland first half -4 because he's scared of the Rams full game.
And it feels like a trap. This team's been so good. Everybody loves them. They're ATS dominant. But here you go. Here's 8.5 points. Enjoy.
Rams might win. Rams might win this.
You know what? As long as they lose the first half by 5 more, that's whatever happens. I don't care.
And Maryland's been pretty damn dominant ATS as well. So
true.
All right, let's move on to the next game, and we got Ole Miss, Iowa State.
Oh, here comes Kyle's shit.
Yeah, I have a pick in this
There's
game.
only one person
know
in this.
you have.
There's only one person on this panel that picked a team in this game to the Final Four, or at least to Elite Eight. There's only one, and that'd be me.
What? What are you talking about?
Ole Miss is one of my Final Four teams.
Oh, well, I'll put my pick up. Go ahead, Scoop.
Yeah, I love Iowa State here. Iowa State dominated Lipscomb. Ole Miss did the same to Carolina, but Carolina was going to die eventually. I think Iowa State's a real dark horse this tournament. They get no respect. When this team is playing college basketball, it competes with any team. So this team was ranked in the top 5 for most of the season until they struggled late. Then they got hit with a bunch of injuries at once. I know Gilbert's out for the year, but other than that, they finally have a roster that's really healthy. I don't think this is. I don't think the first round games from either of these teams really did anything for me. Ole Miss beat a shitty North Carolina team, and Iowa State obviously destroyed Lipscomb. Regardless of those games, I was taking Iowa State. Ole Miss has a great team, a ton of experience, a lot of fight, a lot of punching ability. But they're going to get beat on the glass in this game.
What just happened, Scoop?
I paused just because of punching ability, Chris Beard punching ability. But listen,
so you basically pause for applause.
For a dramatic effect. Only 3 second chance points from Ole Miss. KenPom, Ole Miss ranks 312th in offensive rebounding rate, 221st in defensive rebounding. This team sucks on the glass. In addition to that, Rebels prone to fouling, 315th in free throw rate allowed. They're going to send their opponents to the line. Physicality is there, but so is Iowa State. They do it on both ends. It's going to set the tone here. Iowa State forces turnovers, 21% of the opponent's possessions, which is 13th in the country. Ole Miss is right behind that at 35th. I know Iowa State doesn't take care of the ball as much as Ole Miss, but they're still going to hound on the defensive side. So I just think this is a complete kind of style game for Iowa State. And Ole Miss, they just did play a poor defense in Carolina and going right into a tough Iowa State team. Asilovic can play inside. He's great down low, but can also shoot the 3. He's shooting over 40%. And Curtis Jones gets to the line a ton. He's basically a better John Tanji, obviously.
Whoa.
So
I gotta.
So yeah, I'm on Iowa State here. I love Iowa State, and the Billy Idol's just messing me up, man. I'm like staring at it the whole time. I'm not sure what to do.
Someone said, "Scoop, that pause made me uncomfortable."
Oh, good, good.
Well, yeah, I'm on Ole Miss money line. Why would I turn my back? The other day, Ole Miss money line at plus money was my biggest college basketball bet of the day, and that was my first losing NBA night in a while. So I needed that. Ole Miss came through for me when I needed it. I'm not turning my back on them. Yeah, Rebels up.
Really quick, what Kyle said in the Discord, he's like, I only have like one real bet today, and it's Ole Miss. Oh no, he put was a picture of Billy Idol. I'm like, oh, so you're on the Rebels. He's like Billy Idol could mean a lot of things. I'm like, all right. He's like, that's true. You're right.
He's a man of many meanings. Someone said, Kyle, is that the poster you have in your room?
It's like,
no, that's Angela Reese.
Toast, Rebels, right?
You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
Hold on. Okay. There's an Angel Reese poster in the office. It's not in my bedroom.
I was just making sure everybody knew I wasn't kidding. That's all.
It's an angel. It's a sarcastic Angel Reese poster. All right. Anyway, go ahead, Toast.
This isn't sarcastic. This is serious. I love Mississippi here today. First and foremost, Mississippi. First of all, Iowa State was one of my biggest bets of the tournament in the first round. It was probably one of my favorite bets of the tournament. I agree 100% with Scoop that this team was getting disrespected coming into this tournament. But now they're facing the buzzsaw, which is the Rebels. First and foremost, I have Chris Beard on my side, who has already been to a Final Four with Texas Tech, has a lot of experience in this tournament. I trust what he's going to do. You have a team in Mississippi State that, isn't really great offensively, but they don't turn the ball over, and they're led by a guy and a senior in Sean Petula that's starting to really play really well right now. Not to mention the fact that Iowa State, again, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, but I also think that they haven't really faced a team that's defensively as sound as Ole Miss in a while, and especially the way that Ole Miss is playing right now. I mean, Lipscomb 1-0. Keep in mind, Ole Miss is like let's just call them top 20 defense. But I mean, BYU 72, Lincecum 101, Kansas State 36, Cincinnati 23, BYU 72, UCF 110. I mean, Colorado's in the 50s. Houston was really good. Oklahoma State 60. Arizona has decent numbers, but we all know that they don't play defense for shit. So I just don't really feel like Iowa State has seen the level of defense they're about to see with Mississippi right here. So I really love Mississippi in this spot. It's probably one of my favorite spots on the board. It's the first game that I bet Mississippi plus 5.5 and Mississippi on the money line at plus 194. So I really like Ole Miss today. It's probably one of my favorite bets on the board.
I like them too. Are you going to take the money line as well?
Yes.
Let's do it. I'll take the points with you too, but I'm betting the money line too. Ole Miss wins this game. There's
205 on Caesars.
He's already got it chopped. We're locked in. We're locked in on the Rebels. Billy Idol up, Rebels up. Trevor, are you with us? Are you taking this ride with us?
Absolutely not. Iowa State. Iowa State dominates on the glass. They get to the free throw line. They don't foul. Basically, everything Scoop said, retweet for me. It's easy. I mean, everybody loves Ole Miss today. Oh, Chris Beard getting 5.5.
We're polling Iowa State. What do you mean everyone loves? We're polling.
What are you talking about?
We're polling like 50-40. Let's calm down. It's not like a.
But everyone does not love Ole Miss. Trevor has been on the stunt whiskey for 72 hours now.
No, good God, no.
Ole
I
Miss
took it light yesterday. I only
public
had 2 beers yesterday. I was in recovery mode. No. So this is Iowa State. Everything Scoop said, retweet for me. Inside, outside, shooting, free throws, getting to the line, forcing turnovers. It's all Iowa State today. You know, Chris Beard, awesome, but he's already worried about his next job. He just got the big UNC win. Now he's going to be he's already taking calls, looking around, going to find a new spot to live. He's out of Oxford, so let's go Otzelberger and company. Let's get her done.
And just to clarify, the Angel Reese allegations in the comments. So, yes, there is a large Angel Reese poster. I'm looking at it. It's right there. It's there sarcastically because during the summer before the MLB show, a lot of you may remember, we do a quick 15-minute WNBA segment where I bring on a WNBA guest to talk about WNBA. My 2 people here, Andy and AJ, were complaining that they had to make WNBA graphics every day. So one day they came into work, and I had placed a huge Angel Reese poster next to them sarcastically. And, yeah, it's still there, but it was I didn't buy an Angel Reese poster to, like, because I'm a fan. It was a sarcastic purchase. Just want to clear that up.
I just want to say that him having to clear that up just had made my day. So.
I mean, I get it. When you walk into the room, it's like, why is there an Angel Reese poster here? This is not what I was expecting from the Sauce Network, an Angel Reese poster.
I like it.
It's solid poster. All right.
Now it's inspiration. Now she's the mascot for us.
Also, Can I just say, as far as these guys talked a lot about the free throw situation, but they neglected to say that Iowa State fouls a ton, and Mississippi State's like a barely percentage points worse free throw shooting team. Barely.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Interesting matchup here. New Mexico. I don't know. I feel like I can't call New Mexico fake sharp after I just picked Colorado State against Maryland. But I will say, very honest question, why is the New Mexico line shorter than the Colorado State line? Because Michigan State's better than Maryland, and I thought Colorado State was better than New Mexico. So why is the line shorter? Shouldn't it be larger? What am I missing? Trevor, why don't you go first?
It's 8.5 now.
No, it's not. I'm looking at it.
8.5.
It's 7.5.
I literally just bet 8.5 2 seconds ago on BetMGM.
On fucking Western website?
I'm staring at a 7 right now.
I'm staring at 7.5, dude. All right, Trev, what do you think here?
January and February, Izzo. You know the deal. Let's go Sparty. -7. I'm not scared of this. New Mexico took down a shitty Marquette team. That was the easiest bet of the day. There was never a doubt Marquette blows. Sparty does not. This is all Sparty. This is Izzo. New Mexico, good game against Marquette, but I don't buy it here. I think Sparty just runs it up. New Mexico's defense not that great. Sparty dominates download inside guard play. I will say Donovan Dent, really fun player. I'm pretty sure he's a senior. This is going to be his last game of his career, I'm pretty sure, but I love Sparty here. You know, they just have the size, the talent, and the depth to just run New Mexico out the gym. I think people are seeing too many points and believing in this Lobos team who just took down a bad Marquette team. I don't see it. I love Sparty here today. Sparty.
Damn it! I hate. It feels like everyone's gonna do. I don't care.
You already know they are.
It's January, February, Izzo toast, and I don't know how many times before you get it.
Dude, the last 2 times I've bet against Michigan State, I freaking won. So I'm going to do it until I have to worry about it. That's how many times I'm going to do it. Scoop, tell us why you took Michigan State. Go ahead.
No, wait. On the website, it looks like I got 14.5 New Mexico I can get right now. Yeah, that's what I'm grabbing. 14.5. No, I actually like New Mexico here. I got them at 7.5.
Serious?
Yeah, I bet them. I'm probably dumb, but I'm fading Izzo here. I do think they can keep this game close. I don't know why Toast had to go after me. It's pretty upsetting. But it's a lot of points for a New Mexico team who's can really force Michigan State into difficult shots. I'm also backing Donovan Dent, who's been awesome for this team, has been awesome all year, more so now. Probably the best guard on the floor. New Mexico plays extremely fast, 6th in the country, 72 possessions in 40 minutes. They have 4 double-digit sorters, a top 25 defense. I think they can beat you on both ends of the floor, too. Nelly Joseph and Dent really play well off each other. And, I mean, with this Michigan State team, they're ranked at top. They're still outside the top 300 in three-point shooting. So if they get down at all, they're not going to come back by shooting it by any means. They're just going to go down low, but I don't think they're going to be able to with Joseph. Yeah, I'm taking a little bit as a cover. I am worried, like I said, about the better teams just pulling away late. But the style of New Mexico, I think they can score in spurts. And the biggest thing with Michigan State, they do have an extremely solid offensive rebounding team. But New Mexico ranks well with them. They're 19th defensive rebounding in the country. I mean, Bryant held their own through the glass for 30 minutes against Michigan State. So if Bryant can, I mean, I got to imagine a way better New Mexico's team can. I do think both teams are going to struggle to find some shots, and if that's the case, New Mexico is going to stay close with the spread this entire game. I think New Mexico is going to improve. They have the better Patino on their team. So, yeah, go New Mexico.
There you go, Toast. You took shots at Scoop, and he ended up taking your Lobos.
I'm going to take shots at Scoop. I don't care what he says, to be dead honest.
Fair.
That's completely understandable.
I guess for me, well, I just won't lie to you guys. I already know that the world's going to be on Sparty, so you already know I'm going to be on the other side. I also think that their cover versus Bryant was one of the more lucky covers of the tournament. I mean, let's not think that Bryant wasn't in that game for a lot of the game. So I just wanted to point that out. But I'm on New Mexico here. I do think that they match up kind of well against Michigan State. I mean, they're just as big. They kind of play a little bit of a faster pace, so they should be able to get up in transition and score some easy buckets here. They're a lot more experienced than Coach Izzo's teams. Coach Izzo has a lot of young guys on his team that he's still kind of coaching up. And again, just like St. John's, I truly believe that their inability to score and shoot the 3 ball is going to catch Sparty at some point. And I think it could be here against a New Mexico team that has played extremely well defense over the course of the full season. They don't put teams on the free throw line. And they're led by, as Scoop said, a very good senior guard in Donovan Dent, or a junior guard, in Donovan Dent. So and not to mention the fact that Nelly Jr. Joseph is starting to find himself over the last couple of games as well. 19, 14, and 26. So if he's rolling as well, I just think there's a lot of ways for New Mexico to stay into this game. So New Mexico and Ole Miss are probably my 2 favorite plays on the board. Again, I've just been kind of waiting on this number, but I will have a full unit on New Mexico. There's no question about that.
Hate to see it.
Next.
I don't.
Last game on the board, and then we'll do our favorite bets. All right. Oregon plus 3.5. Arizona minus 3.5. Over 152.5. Under 152.5. Ducks are hot. Piping hot Ducks. Dana Altman toast, right? Ducks?
Ducks to the Final Four. We
Ducks
already
to the
know.
Final Four. All right.
So just wish I could have given this out at the number that I got, but 3.5, it is what it is. I got this at open at 5.5. I got it at 5.5. I didn't post it. I can't post it because I got it as soon as I bet it.
This is actually the biggest line movement They went from 5.5 to 3.5,
and now it's been sitting. I think they just kind of screwed up with that 5.5 because it wasn't up for very long. But yeah, I'm going to continue to ride Oregon. I've been riding him for the last couple of weeks here. I truly believe in Dana Altman in March. I think he's one of the better coaches in the country, and he's proven that over and over the course of the year and over the past tournaments. Arizona's good. There's no really question about that. But at the same time, I trust Oregon in their defense to be able to shut down guys like Caleb Love. If Caleb Love has goes bonkers tonight, so be it. But he only had 10 points against Akron. I really wasn't impressed with what I saw with Arizona against Akron. Again, they clearly destroyed Akron. I'm not trying to make a case that Akron should have won or anything like that, but it just doesn't really do much for me. And now they're going to be facing an Oregon team that I know that Liberty's not good either. That's not what I'm trying to think. I'm just saying that they've been playing extremely well right now, and I think that loss to Sparty kind of sparked them again because, again, I don't really think that they played bad against Sparty. The last few minutes they did, but again, I think this team's playing much, much better than people give them credit for, and I think they have one of the best coaches in the tournament left. So, yeah, it's no question for me it's going to be Oregon.
This is a tough one. I don't really know. I'm kind of just listening here. Scoop.
To be honest, this is the only game I don't have a bet down on. Nate Biddle's playing his best ball. Shellstad had a great first round. I know Caleb Love looked great on the other side. I would lean the Ducks. I know it opened at 5.5, but I really have no true pick here. I really have no. I kind of
want to bet Arizona now that it's at 3.5.
Oregon, Liberty was a really good pick for me against Oregon, so that's also why I want to pick Oregon because I'm mad about it.
Trev, want to bet Arizona with me? I'll do it.
Man, I don't like fading Dana Altman in March.
Dana Altman has the most March wins in the tournament. I mean, in March.
Yes, he does. Like 79 or something since like 2010 or something. He's
check that ATS record too.
Yeah, he's not to be fucked with. And not to mention these two teams know each other pretty damn well. Arizona, I believe, is like 3-2 or something against Oregon in the Tommy Lloyd era. So you can argue that they've beaten them there. But there's some about this Oregon team is just makes me want to quack. Arizona really fun. Sweet. They got some big dudes. Their defense is good, but Dana Altman and Rubik's Cubes, like he finds a way to get it done. This feels like they're just begging you to take Arizona here. Like, oh, look at that. You can get Arizona at 3.5. Nice short money line price too, short on the spread. But I think with the familiarity, the size, the athleticism that Oregon has, and not to mention you always got to factor in Caleb Love going 4 of 19 and shooting you out of a game. I'll take the Ducks here plus 3.5. I'll ride with Dana Altman.
I got to admit, none of you gave me a compelling argument to bet this game.
I'm going on the other side.
I haven't bet this game. I probably won't. But
I'm laying the 3.5. I'm taking Arizona. All Ducks go to heaven. I'm putting the tags up. All
Ducks fly together, though, man. Knuckle puck.
No, not these Ducks.
It's knuckle puck time.
How'd your hog roast yesterday go? Was it good? Was it delightful?
The under was nice.
I lost. All right. How was fucking McNeese?
Oh, well, that's what happens when you get screwed. I thought I was being
shark.
You
got screwed. You got beat by 30 points.
How am I going to win with the world on the same side as catching
down.
points? Never going to happen.
All Ducks go to heaven. Arizona's the pick. I'm betting it. All right, let's talk about our favorite bets of the day. And then, real quick, I'll do the league standings first because someone mentioned the league of the thing. So real quick.
-4 because I just keep betting underdog.
A couple divisions really got shaken up yesterday. My division, the Big Hoss division, took a lot of people took L's. So we'll start with homeless division, a familiar face up top. It's McIver takes the lead. Dom D, who was in the playoffs last week, he's in second. In the medium well division, Southpaw has extended himself a nice unit lead with another familiar face, Selman and Timeline right behind him. In the bad plumbing division, Heems in first place, followed closely by Cygnus and Cincy Kid. Familiar faces up there. This is the most competitive division, the Peruvian Flute Van division. Wolf Daddy, Call Me the Winner. You got a lot of people with some pretty serious earnings in the Peruvian Flute Band division. That's going to be a battle. I am in the Big Hoss division. I've dropped down to 5th place. I'm still slightly in the green, but a familiar face up top. J7 had a big 4-0 day to jump into first place. And the Cops, Hans, has extended a 2-unit lead in the Cops. All right, let's talk.
And Shipley folded like a lawn chair as expected.
Yeah, well, yeah, Shipley. I think he might have went 0-4.
Oh, he did. I checked.
All right, so favorite bet of the day. Trevor, what's your favorite bet of the day?
Does it got to be in the tournament? Can I go a little NIT action?
No, absolutely
kidding me?
not.
Pick
In
the tournament, dude. What?
Fine.
Alcohol
Fine.
is
He really wants to grab Presbyterian today. But...
I mean, if you want to take a few seconds to share your NIT picks, I'm sure the people would like to hear them. But I'm not putting up a graphic for an NIT pick on this. Look at these cool best bets, like these cool ass logos. You're not taking an NIT pick, but you can share your NIT picks if you like.
Tournament favorite pick: St. Mary's +6. Love it. Yeah, you're not gonna be saying that to me. You're not gonna be doing that later.
I'm going next. My favorite pick's Alabama. Scoop, favorite pick.
Maryland.
Terps
fly together.
Toast, favorite pick of the day.
Ole Miss.
I like that one. That's probably mine, but I trolled Trevor instead of actually giving it.
It's either Ole Miss or New Mexico. It's one of the two.
All right, Trevor, would you like to share your NIT picks? I'm sure the people would like to hear from your drunk ass.
It's CBI, right? Is CBI now?
Oh yeah, don't
Whatever
forget the
it is.
CBI. The College
CBI,
Basketball
CB4.
Invitational, dude. Come on.
57.
All right, I got a few. I like SMU minus the 9.5. Who the hell wants to lay 9.5 with SMU? I do. And then where was the other one? I like Santa Clara minus 6.5 later. And then Incarnate Ward I liked, but it's moved way too much. Like they were catching like 3 points or something like that. Now they're favored 2.5. Somebody got ruled out. Moved a little too much. Maybe just play money line. And then I like Army plus the 5.5 also for the CBI.
Someone said, Trevor, you literally have NIT picks. Of course he does. Have you just met Trevor? Of course he does.
We better be talking about the Crown tournament, by the way, on March 31st.
The Crown.
I'm on for that one.
Classic.
I almost guarantee you Toast will be long into baseball mode by then.
Me and Trev will be on
He's
that
already hanging on by a thread.
I am. This is so true.
All right. People asked about NBA. We're not going to go through it, but I'll share my 4 bets. Couple of these, the line's not there anymore. I have Raptors -1. Let's see what it's at now. Toronto. So it's at -2 now. So it's not too bad. I have the Raptors at -1. I have Pelicans Pistons under 231.5. It's at 229.5. So it dropped a couple points there. Cavs Jazz over 234.5. This one's long gone. It's at 240.5 now. It's moved 6 points. So I crossed the CLV on those, except one. The market moved against me in one. I had the Rockets at -7.5. It's down to 7. I don't really understand the sharp action that's coming in on the Denver side. Denver with no Jokic, they're going to get dominated on the glass. The Rockets are so profitable against bad rebounding teams, and the Nuggets without Jokic are not a great rebounding team. I mean, I don't understand. The Rockets are playing really good basketball right now at home where they're always better. I don't understand why the market bought that number down. I thought for sure that would close at 8.5, 9. So one of my bets, Rockets -7.5, that moved against me. You can get a 7 right now, but clearly there's sharp action on the other side. Everybody, if you're in the league,
did we hit the community parlay yesterday?
Oh yes, ooh, that's a good question. Let's do the community parlay. I forgot. Community parlay. So today's episode is brought to you by Penalty Verdict. Sorry, wrong song. Community parlay. So today's episode is brought to you by Penalty.
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community. We communite, making a parlay. Yeah.
I accidentally saved the ad over the community parlay song, so I had to reload it. All right, so we'll do the community parlay. And yesterday, let's see if it hit. I don't even remember.
No, we had St. John's actually.
Yeah, well, you're going for 2 in a row, right? Yeah, St. John's was in there. So the community parlay did not hit twice in a row. The streak ends at 1. So let's run the community parlay real quick.
Hit.
Trevor, thanks for liking
that was a
my
banger
Applebee's
tweet. Underrated, some say.
That was a banger tweet. Baylor money line. Duke
Did I not hit a retweet on that?
I don't know, but all I knew, I saw you liked it, and I went to play poker, but I saw you liked it, and somebody else wrote, "This is all-time level spiteness, and I'm here for it."
Scoop, would you like to share any soccer bets?
The only thing I have today is the under in the San Diego MLS game, under 2.5. It's even money.
I'm sorry I asked.
I played the over. Manny Machado said that he's got the team rolling right now, so I just played the over. Austin can't play defense for shit, so San Diego over.
Hey, you guys keep hating on the soccer. See what happens, jerk offs.
I'm just saying.
Scoop gives one MLS pick. Those goes, I'm actually on the other side.
He doesn't even know what the teams are.
Oh, they're not playing Austin today?
They're not. There's only one MLS game.
Someone said, I've subscribed to a website. Why do we only get VIP tennis plays? I don't know what you're talking about. I think there's picks for every single sport on there. I think you might be looking in the wrong spot. Jason, send me a message on the website and I'll show you. If you're only seeing tennis plays, that means you're in the wrong spot.
Wait, Scoop, I'm dead serious.
No, I know they play Austin. I'm just fucking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said no.
I just want you to shut up. You're upsetting me.
I thought I was wrong. I'm sorry.
You're not. It's I like the under now.
Minus 1,000 money line. Come on, chat. We can do better than this. Minus.
That's vintage community parlay, bro.
It is like.
They love that shit.
The same people that are clicking that are the same
I
people
love
that
this British shit.
Peyton Bosch.
Amazing.
Peyton Bosch was back yesterday. He's disappearing today, though.
I know.
Peyton Bosch disappeared at New Horizons rehabilitation facility.
No, my favorite is when they talk shit. You can tell which bets they tailed and which bets they didn't because they get so angry.
Or the best is when it's someone that responds angry, and you can tell it's like that's someone who tailed, lost, and is then trying to say something hurtful, like because they lost the bet.
Also, Kyle, it's international break today, like this week, so that's why there's no real soccer. It's only national.
I don't recall asking. Alabama money. I'm sorry, Scoop. I couldn't help it. All right. So we got. I can't help it, dude. I like shitting on Scoop. It's too fun.
Scoop is feisty today, and he takes it all out on me. Kyle just shits on him, and then Scoop comes after me.
Well, I have stuff. I'm holding it back. I'm just letting it alone.
This company, man.
He is my boss.
I can't even deal with it.
Gotta take it.
Apologies, Scoop.
I'll have my TPS
Share whatever the hell you were going to share. I'm sure it was something really insightful. Yeah, you don't want to because you knew it was a bunch of bullshit.
Actually, I don't remember asking, and moving on.
Someone said, Toast, why don't you have any picks on the site? Because he forgot to post them
right now. I thought I did it last night. I'm doing it right now.
Because basically he wanted to get all of the CLV himself and didn't want to share any with you guys.
No, it's the opposite. All the lines are going my way because I'm picking dogs. So.
Oh, so basically the market hates your pick.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
And the last leg of the community parlay is.
Thanks for the super chats, by the way.
Yeah, from within. He's super chatted to talk shit about the community, the comments.
I respect.
No, but I mean, we're used to it. Like, the MLB community parlays, if like the Dodgers are on there for minus 320, I don't even have to run a poll. Just put them in. Same goes for like the Braves minus 290. Just put it like they're voting for that. Because that's how people think when they're building parlays. They're just like, I just want legs that are gonna win. Price is not important. That's how they think.
That's wild.
Just got bodied the last like 3 minutes.
All right, someone give me odds. Duke money line, Alabama money line, Iowa State money line, and Maryland money line. This is not going to pay much.
120.
Plus 177.
Oh, that was close.
All right, so the community parlay is Duke, Alabama, Iowa State, Maryland. Everyone, thanks for watching. Let's have ourselves a great Sunday. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. If you're in the league, you have 30 minutes to submit your picks for the day. Thanks, everyone, for taking time out of your Sunday morning. Let's have a good one. Bet responsibly.